time, more so than ever, because COVID brought the whole 32 years ago, when I was doing street outreach in St Kilda, my observations was that people were in very deep isolation and not accessing anything, literally not accessing it, certainly nothing positive. Family, sporting clubs, work, that was just none of that. But what's come out of the COVID is the fallout of social isolation, the massive fallout right across Australia. And now Reclink's work, not Reclink itself, is the national conversation. But we do need to be the national conversation as an organisation, because we have so much, just so much, that we could make such a massive difference. In watching a film last night, I'm going off track here a bit, the Blue Bubbles, about people living to 100. What came out of that, what I observed, is that everything that Reclink is trying to deliver, community, connection, impact on social and physical mental health, and the tremendous power of inclusion. When people are included who are not included, that has a huge impact on the whole psyche of that individual. When I was in the streets of St Kilda, I said to one man that I'd had one of those days. It was 30 odd years ago. I've never forgotten his comment. He said, "Peter, I've had one of those lives." But the reality is, there are so many people who literally have one of those lives. You can't write a script like it. I did a book called Voices of the Street. In every interview I did, I found myself either saying to myself or saying to this person, "Did this really happen to you?" And they have extraordinary stories behind the faces. The range of how we do this is really important. It's through the social services of Australia. We're trying to bring them together to bring the non-clinical therapy, and that is really powerful. What they found out of that movie, the connection between happiness and health. If you're healthy, or you put those things that they're discovering now to bring health, which is community, connection, an opportunity, inclusion, people supporting each other, communities and families coming together. In all those regions of the world, they discovered this. They discovered this as something really powerful. I discovered all sorts of things during that street outreach. That's only one of them. The other one was, what are people at the crisis of the moment? People, one man who was homeless and had schizophrenia, I asked him what his goals was, and he said, "Peter, I don't even know what to do in the present, never mind the future." But if we can make something available by bringing the welfare agencies together under a collective membership model, we do multi-sports, multi-agencies, multi-disadvantaged. There's nobody who can't be involved. And we are in 110 different local government areas. But every night on the news we're hearing about Queensland. Every night we're hearing about all these communities who don't have a Reclink. And Reclink is a cooperative, silo-breaking organisation who comes together to work together. We exist more for the agencies. How can we help you with your people through these health and wellbeing programs, which they find hard to add on to? And we provide that expertise in that area. Just to break it down, on asking one person what he got out of it, bringing it back to Australian rules. This is the game you're going to play today. It is an amazing game. We started with this game, and when we had 40 homeless and disadvantaged people at the first game, I called for a coin. Everyone was wearing runners. There wasn't a cracker between the whole lot of us to start the game and how they flick the coin. That's how grassroots Reclink, and the players, those early teams were literally recruited off the streets, and some teams still are. In Victoria we have a 16-team league. But it's not just AFL, it's 75 different sports and recreations across Australia. So it's very broad. We're open to any possibility that will help people with their lives. In relation to you today, we have a complete team where every player has drug addiction. Every single player at some stage of it. And they use the footy team in a very special way as a tool of recovery. They meet, they have NA and AA meetings before training, before matches. You will have discovered something in your own preparation, like, is this going to stop? You're probably asking yourself, I assume you train for the matches. I know that many people have. But anyway, I'm asking this man what he got out of playing Australian rules, who was in this team, the Salvo Hawks. He said it's a clean rush, but it's real. It's a clean rush, it really. He went on to tell me that the reason people go on after doing rehab and leaving hospitals is that they go back to the old friends. He said with the Salvo Hawks, he never needed to go back to he went forward. He didn't go back to the old friends. He became a staff member with the Salvo. He became the coach of the team. He became a leader, and he has really emerged with his life. There's over 32 stories that I've put in a book called The Power of a Football. So make sure you get yourself a copy, or if you're buying a birthday present, or the company you work with. We have 2,000 to sell to raise $60,000, and I'll make sure I get those pamphlets out to as many as I can after the game. And I won't talk on too much longer, but an Indigenous community, we started a football league up at Uluru, and there's quite a story to it, but we spoke to the social worker. They never played on a grassed oval. If they came into Voyagers Resort, they travelled hours and hours to get there. They played in boots for the first time. We brought boots down. But the social worker said in their community that that she went past the roadhouse where there was normally a whole lot of people drinking. And there was nobody there, not a soul there, but when she went past the oval, they were all down the oval training 4 days a week. There's individual impact, but also there's community impact. Many years ago, in 2016, the Pope called a worldwide conference on sport. And in what I remember of him saying, I got to actually go to that 150, a couple of people represented Australia, and I got to do that. But he said in the poorest pockets of the world where things most likely will not change much, will not change much, the sheer joy of sport will bring so much, and you will experience that excitement today. There is nothing like this game that you play today. Every time you touch that ball, you'll feel relieved of any problems you have in the world, even out there. And imagine being relieved from some of the dramas and trauma. Many of our people have come from trauma, find more trauma. And Reclink is a crisis intervention in that. So we really do hope you get behind us. We hope the nation gets behind this, Reclink Australia. And thanks for being here. You're behind us by being here today. We want to build this event, hopefully next year with bands, more volunteers. We need more people to come out of the woodwork to make this really special in Sydney. The Swans are behind us. But I can't thank you enough for being here and getting behind it. Thank you. Yeah.